Tracking not only the weather right now, but also the damage that the weather earlier caused. And 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Nick Bannon live in Chicopee. And wow, Nick, looks a lot like what it did look like in early June behind you there. Lots of damage, tree lines and power lines down.
Yeah, it really does, Brian. The good news is, from what I've talked to some folks who live on the street, and we're on Beauregard Terrace here, just off Memorial Drive in Chicopee, is that for the most part, a lot of these trees that have fallen down have been on sheds and on fences and into the road as opposed to on homes, which is just from what we've heard for the most part. But some of these trees are really big. If we can take a look at some of the video that we shot around Chicopee a little earlier on this afternoon, and you can see some of the damage and some of the wind that we were seeing earlier on, and we certainly are not seeing any of the wind, the rain, or the lightning anymore, but now we're doing the cleanup around here. In fact, I've got a couple folks who live right around this area that have been thankful enough to talk to me here. Jean LaFleur. Jean, thank you so much for joining us. You live right here on Beauregard Terrace, right? Can you talk to me, just start us off, what did things look like when the storm was moving through?
Actually, I was coming home, coming down Granby Road, and you could see the darkness from the sky. I could see what looked like something that was like actually going down towards the road, but there were buildings in the way, so I couldn't tell if it was touched down or not. But it did look kind of nasty. I made it home because the wind started blowing and everything. Made it home into the garage, and the minute I went inside, everything started to blow. I mean, it was amazing. Within minutes, everything was gone. You couldn't even look out your window because it was total dark. It was total dark, and everything was spinning around and stuff. So it did a lot of damage, you know, down the street. A lot of trees uprooted. Luckily, we checked most of the houses on the way down, and everybody seems to be okay. It hit one of the houses, like as far as like a breezeway or something, but mostly it was the back and the sheds and power lines down and stuff like that. So I still have to assess my backyard, so I don't know. But there's a lot of trees in the back towards BJ's that are up against BJ's and stuff.
Right, and so what were you doing at the time of the storm, just to try and stay safe?
Actually, I was on my way to go to the cellar, and then I was nosy. So I kind of like was trying to see outside if it was just rain, because it sounded like just rain after a while. So, but anyway, mainly in the cellar, just to try to get away from it.
Okay. Jean LaFleur, I really appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you
So much. All right, and we have someone else that we want to talk with. Ashley Bordeaux, you live just down the street near the Rotary on Memorial Drive, right?
Yes.
Tell me what you saw. What happened to your home?
I was on my way home from school, and my mom was having a panic attack while driving. I was trying to keep her calm, and we got home. There was a tree in our driveway. Then as we pulled into the driveway, our tree's down, the power's out, and then my main concern was just trying to see if my grandma was okay. So I ran from my house to my grandma's, and no one was home. But that street was just it was flooded and everything, and I was just scared. I didn't know what to do.
Have you heard from your grandmother yet at all?
Yes, she's actually in Holyoke at my aunt's house, so I'm very happy that she's okay.
All right, certainly. And so you were driving home at the time of the storm to check on your grandmother then?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you see as far as damage at your home?
I saw the mulch from our backyard in the driveway. I saw trees down in our front yard, and our dogs were barking like crazy, and my mom was just so scared.
Right. And how is everyone doing now? Your friends, family, are they okay?
I've called a couple of my friends. They're okay. I'm going to call my best friend soon, see if she's okay, because she lives over by Basic Plus, and I know that she lives with her grandfather, and she's my best friend, so I just want to make sure she's okay.
Definitely. Well, certainly some of the first thoughts you think of after a storm is, how are you and how is everyone else doing?
Yeah, definitely. Even when the tornado with Springfield, all I wanted to do was make sure that everyone in Springfield was okay.
And were you actually affected by that tornado at the beginning of June, or is this kind of feeling more like home to you now that it's sort of, happening where you are?
I think I was more scared that it was around my house than I was when it was in Springfield.
Okay. Ashley Bordeaux, really appreciate it. We
Thank you.
certainly hope all your friends and family remain okay, and
Thank you.
glad to hear your grandmother's doing okay as well. All right, so we're on Bordeaux Terrace right now, just off Memorial Drive in Chicopee, and you can see that there's trees lining the streets here in Chicopee. Live in Chicopee, meteorologist Nick Bannon, 22 News.
All right.